Hello, hello. One more time. One more time. Let's get it. We're talking about describing graphs in this case. Second part. Okay, from describing graphs. Okay, let's do it. In the previous video, previous lesson, we had the exercise number one, which shows the information that you have to describe. Okay, look at this. We take a look at the information provided by this graph. We have the number of students. Okay, we have the year, and of course, we can have only two features right there. Okay, there are only two features, but if you see clearly, if you see more specifically here, the colors, well, these are the indicators. So we have the three elements. Here we have element number one of categories. We have the number one, we have the year, this is the number two, and then we have the number three. Okay, look at that. We have three elements, three categories that we have to consider to describe this. And of course, this is the first one. Okay, the first thing you have to do is identify the three categories. We have the number of students, we have the year, and we have the universities right there. Okay, the number two, it says use the introductory verbs. Well, I would like to mention here that one of my favorite verbs to use here is the word show. Okay, so well, I'm gonna use show. You can use any other. Of course, you can use the one that you prefer, the one that you like. We have here the introductory verbs. As you can see here, we have indicate, show, compare, provide, provide data, whatever you want. Okay, it's fine. I will use show. Okay. Now the next part, the number three, it says identify the purpose unincluded in your first paragraph. Okay, so here is the purpose over here. I'm gonna put it in with a highlighter. This is the purpose, number of applications received by 4 universities. So well, if I want to create my first paragraph, it will be something like this. Okay, it will be something like this. Let me show you here very fast. There you go. This is the first paragraph, and it will be something like this. The following graph shows the number of applications received by 4 universities from 1980 to 2010. So this is the correct answer. Of course, you can change the introductory verb. Okay, for example, here I am using show. You can use provides data, or you can say compare. All right. So we have many possibilities over here. Okay, the thing here that is changeable, or the one that changes according to the verb, is this. Okay, let me show you here. Shows. The verb shows. Shows. You can say provides data, or you can say compares, etc. Okay. So well, now let's do it. This is the first answer from this number one exercise. So let's go to the next part, that is describing trends. Okay, we have to describe trends. All right, so here we have the information about describing trends. What are trends? Well, the changes, the highest point, the lowest, how it's changing over the time, and well, we have to use the correct vocabulary. Look at this. I want to start by showing you the trend number one, the trend that is when it goes up, up. And we find here the vocabulary, okay? Look at this. We have rise, okay? In the simple past is rose, remember? We have the noun, okay? This is the verb rise, and we have rise as a noun. You have to distinguish the difference, okay? The difference in the use of rise as a verb and rise as a noun. Look at this. There was a rise. Production cost rose to the highest level of the year in July. Look at that. And rise. There was a rise. You have to be very, very, very careful. You have to be very careful when you're using this to words, if you're using them as a verb or as a noun. And let's continue here. We have go up. Okay. In the simple past, we say went up. There you go. And then we have the verb grow. Okay. We have to use it. Well, be careful, because if you're using the simple past, you have to say grew. Okay. And then we have grown as the participle form. Okay. We have the word growth, which is a noun. Okay. In Spanish, this would be like crecimiento y crecer. So we have the difference between the verb and the noun. Okay. There was a rapid growth in the number of first-time users in 2015. Look at this. Then we have another one, okay, here in this part, that is increase. Increase. The number of cyclists increased. Yeah, it says here increased between 2005 and 2010. Now, in the other hand, on the other hand, we have the word increase. That is a noun. Look at the way they change the pronunciation is different. Okay, let's start by comparing the pronunciation. Okay, for example, here we have increase. So if you notice, the second syllable is higher, you know, or is more emphasized than the first. Okay? So we have to say increase as a verb. But if we are talking about a noun, we have to say increase. We have to say it just opposite. It has the opposite pronunciation, okay, as a verb. So you have to be very clear if you're talking about the verb or the noun. Okay, look at the way it's different. It says, number one, it says the numbers of cyclists increased between, and the second, it says increase. There was an increase in the number of cyclists. All right, so be careful with that. Okay, and remember, all of these verbs and nouns are used to describe up in trends. Okay, let's get it. Let's go with the second one. Okay, number two. Wait a second. Listo. Okay, let's go with the number two, right? Let's get it. Here we have the number two. What happens when we have the same information? Okay, look at this. When we have just the same information. It says here, stay the same. The company's market share stay the same. Remain constant. For 3 months, the percentage remained constant. So with this vocabulary, we're going to describe when the graphs are not suffering any change. If we compare it, of course, with the previous one, the one that we mentioned before, the one that is showing you rapid increase, okay, there was an increase, okay, but in this case, we're staying the same, huh? The same level of when we want to describe a graph. Okay, let's continue. This is the number three. Okay, we have here up and down. Okay, let's put it separately so you can see the difference. Okay, up and down. Okay, when we have these types of changes, when of course there is like a constant up and down thing. See, up and down, like the dollar price, you know. All right, so we have to say this verbs that is fluctuate. This is the verb. Now, for example, it says here the number of seasonal workers employed by the company fluctuates each year. Okay, fluctuation, that is the noun. There's no confusion here. There's no confusion. Oh, we have to say, oh, we can have the option of saying go up and down, go up and down. Okay, fares have gone up and down over the last few months, right? Excellent. I guess this is the easiest one. There's no confusion over here. Let's go with the last one. Okay, this is the last one from here. Look at this. when it goes down, okay, the following vocabulary is used when it goes down, okay? Like in the pandemics, lots of business went down, no? So here you can say decline as a verb, no? The construction of new homes declined for 10 years in succession. Look at that. Decline. The same, okay? We have to use the same pattern of pronunciation. We have the same word for the same with different purpose. For example, decline as a verb, we have to say decline, and as a noun, you have to say decline. There was a decline in the number of new homes for 10 years in succession. Then we have here the verb go down. Then we have decrease and decrease. Okay, we have to separate the same. I mean, we have the same word, but it has different functions. So in the first, as a verb, we have to say like this: decrease. Average test scores decreased at 3 of the schools. The next it says decrease. Okay, we have to say like decrease, like this, decrease. There was a decrease in test scores at 3 of the schools. Then we have drop. In this case, we don't have any difference because it's only one syllable, so there's no problem. Then we continue, drop, 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 fall, fall, right? There's no confusion over here. It's very simple. So if we have a review, okay, let's have a review here. Number one, remember to describe the trends when they go up, right? We have rise, rise, go up, grow, growth, increase, increase. Number two, we have when the graph stays the same, or when there's no big changes, when it stays the same. So we have to say stay the same or remain constant. Okay. Number three, when it goes up and down, we have to say fluctuate as a verb, fluctuation as a noun, and the verb we can say, of course, go up and down. And finally, we have down. Okay, we have to say decline, or we can say decline. We can say, of course, go down, decrease, decrease, drop, drop, fall, fall. Okay, just like a verb and like a noun. Okay, so well, the activity you have to complete over here, the second exercise. Let's go with our graph. Here is our graph. And the second exercise you have to complete over here is the following. In the second paragraph, you have to describe exercise number 2. Put here, exercise 2. Write a second paragraph describing all the changes, okay, considering the information provided on the graph. Okay. Okay, so it means that you have to describe the changes. Okay, you have to considering. Okay, let me change. Okay, considering the information provided on the graph. Sorry, there was a mistake here. Okay, just like this. So you have to consider the information right here. For example, the number of students. That's the number one. Then we have here the year and the universities. So that means you have to consider and you have to describe all of the changes that they have been going through. For example, starting with the number one. Okay, let's start with Atherton University. Sorry, Atherton Atherton University. Look at that, Atherton University. And well, you have to describe it, okay, just like this, when it goes up and down using this vocabulary that I explained here. I want to give you just one example. All right, let's get it. It says here, Atherton University. And of course, you can see that in 1980, the number of students, okay, was, or the number of applications started, okay, let me put it here. the number of applications started. I put it here. Atherton University started, vamos a al revés porque estaba poniendo así al revés. Ok, vamos a poner así. Atherton University started with more, vamos a poner aquí, more than 4,000, vamos a poner así en letra, 4,000 applications in 1980. Okay, so we can start it like this. Okay, we started like this. Atherton University started with more than 4,000 applications, applications in 1980. Okay, and if we want to contrast, the information, for example, if you see that Atherton and the red one, for example, here the University of Lakewood, both universities started with more than 4,000. So we can include, in this case, we can include the University of Lakewood. So we can say Atherton University and the University, the University of Lakewood both started. We can use the word both. Okay, it's very important, okay, that you consider including both in your description. Okay, sorry. Well, in this case, because we have two universities that show the highest points, you see, they are the highest. You see, they are the highest, and we can contrast the information from the highest to the lowest. You see what I mean? Well, we can make the contrast just like this. If we are contrasting the information, we can say Atherton University and the University of Lakewood both started with more than 4,000 applications in 1920. Okay. In contrast with Alsted and Linslade College, which started with less than 3,000. All right, just like this. Yeah, it seems very easy, but it is not. Okay, once you are applying the test, it is really difficult. Your hands start shaking, your mind starts blocking, and everything is like blurring. Okay, and well, we are not in the test, so you take your time and continue describing the information here provided on this chart. Okay, you can describe, of course, right now the ups and downs, if they are fluctuating, or of course when they are going down, going up, etc. Okay, so well, good luck, and well, let's get it. This is the exercise number 2. Okay, just wait for more information here in the next part. Okay, we're gonna have the third part. Let's get it.